What's up, everybody? Brett here, back today casting some more Total War Warhammer 2. This time it was a replay sent in by my buddy Triari. Thanks, man, for sending this in. It's against a player named Hubert J. Farnsworth. I love Futurama. But I've heard tale that the player known as Hubert J. Farnsworth, perhaps, I don't know him myself, but not a chivalrous player. And Triari, I think, sent this in because he wanted to showcase a good game versus this player. I want to say maybe I've played against him before. I don't want to say anything bad about someone who I honestly can't remember playing against. But I could have sworn I played against someone with this name who tried to cheese me really bad and left the game. Or made it so that we had to draw in some way. That's possible. That's very possible. But aside from all of that, this is just a good game. And I wanted to cast it after I watched it because it really did come down to the wire. So, in the front line here, we've got Tyrion. He's got the Heart of Avalorn, Faint and Riposte, as you would expect. He also has Sunfang, I do believe. Yes. We've got a front line of Silver and Guard. Very interesting front line. We've got Silver and Guard Rangers, who I've seen people were concerned that the Rangers wouldn't have a home on the High Elf roster, but really nothing could be further from the truth. They're almost like a super budget Sword Masters of Hoeth in the role that they play as cheap, low-tier infantry blenders. So Silver and Guard and Sword Masters to hold the center with the Rangers out on the flanks. We've got Illyrian Reavers as very cheap cav, taking up the flanks as well to protect from any type of aggression. And we also have, let's see, I've seen them here. We have Verhagra's Pride, a really sweet unit. I want to get a chance to play with them more. I love how they look at you when you zoom in on them. But their ability is amazing. They have the Mighty Roar, which lowers leadership and speed. They can single-handedly, plus they also cause fear. So they can single-handedly crush blobs. They just charge in from the rear, get that charge leadership penalty. They pop the roar, they cause fear, and the next thing you know, huge blobs of enemy units are breaking. And he's got the Verhagra's Pride on that side, just standard War Lions over here. And his real killers, the real killers, are going to be the combination of the Sisters of Avalorn here with the Talons of Tor Kaleda. So this is a cool synergy. They have flaming attacks, but they also cause flammable. So they put a fire weakness onto whatever they shoot at, and then of course the Sisters of Avalorn oblige by doing fire damage and just absolutely dumpstering whatever they hit. And then it's weird that Tyrion doesn't do flaming damage, considering his sword is literally named Sunfang, is on fire and shoots out a giant fiery spell that that burns people. I don't know. A little weird that he doesn't do flaming damage whenever he has Sunfang equipped. Anyway, okay. Oh, also he has a caster. Let's not leave that out as well. Winds of Magic, very important. Lore of Beasts, he's got Flock of Doom, as well as the ability to summon Manticores. So that's going to be good for him. His opponent here has a nice front line. I actually really like the inclusion of Nasty Skulkers in the front line. You don't see that very often. They're often used as flankers, Vanguard deployed in back corners, or as sneaky protection for cavalry. What you don't usually see them is sort of like hidden amongst the front ranks. If Triari were to go and try and be very confident in his charge, or to try and, let's say, get like some free charges with heavy cav in the front line, something like that, he would quickly find himself screwed up, because these guys would pop smoke and lower your speed, ruin your charge, that whole thing. So something that I like that Triari's doing here, these chariots, these Goblin Wolf Rider chariots, they were attempting to skirmish and kind of get in there a little bit, but he used the Reavers to push them back, to corral them, and he used Tyrion to kind of zone them out. So while they would love to be back here, out here doing like, you know, nonsense and harassing, now they're kind of stuck in their own front lines being used as very weak archery. And the Night Goblin Shaman is, I'm not sure what hurt him. Maybe he did some sort of overcast and hurt himself. That's very possible. He had a miscast chance that went awry. Backline here, we've got 3 groups of Forest Goblin Spider Riders. I like them a lot. They're very versatile. They'll tie down whatever they get in and amongst. I want to say they lose in a straight-up fight versus Illyrian Reavers, but that's, maybe they win. They might win. Probably depends on who gets the charge. I'm sure it's very close. Let's see. So, yeah, we've got the Night Goblin Shaman. What else? What else? We've got a Giant back here. Cool inclusion. Giant Damage Sponge. Big weapon strength. I don't know if I would bring him versus the High Elves. They have too many archers, too many spears. I feel like it's going to be hard for him to get his value. Also, a secondary caster in the Giant River Troll Hag. Spirit Leech, Overwhelming Odor to lower melee attack, of course, regeneration. And Mither to lower speed and charge speed. And Assault of Stone, a bombardment, which we'll probably see at some point here as well. And then going as cheap as you can, basically by grabbing the Night Goblin Warboss on a mount, but still has Get Back Here. Tormentor Sword for even more can't move stuff, and then Fermented Fungi, the new ability that can cause Rampage while lowering your melee defense. Okay, so no other really range tools. Interesting. Let's go ahead and full speed this as everyone sort of postures and gets into position. Okay. Chariots are moving back up, trying to get a little bit of work done. But this is not where the Night Goblin Warboss wants to be. Cannot take Tyrion to fight. Few lords can in a 1v1. With Faint and Riposte active, his stats go through the roof. And he's a very competent duelist. So I like this. Triari is just kind of taking this very solid hill position. Now he can see the nasty skulkers. He knows that they're waiting for him in the front ranks. And it doesn't matter. Letting Tyrion sit here and just kind of eat these shots, it's better than him losing unit models. Also with the Heart of Avalorn, if he ever gets low, he could potentially, you know, get a burst heal, regen it up. Going for a Sunfang here. Let's see if he lands it. Ooh, he killed one model. A little bit weird on the angle there. It really is best if you can do it straight on. But yeah, kind of testing, forcing the micro of your opponent, making them do something. And the Scissors of Avalorn are now ready. Tyrion took quite a bit of damage. I think that was a Spirit Leech, perhaps. But once the Scissors of Avalorn get into range, they're just going to dumpster whatever they shoot at. These Black Orcs haven't lost a model yet, but look at the HP loss. And now that they have the Flaming weakness, let's see how hard they get hit. Oh, God. So much value. I love Scissors of Avalorn. They're such a cool unit. Still haven't lost a model. That's insane. And there goes the first one. But the Chariots go right up the pipe. Break through the Swordmasters of Hoeth. That was a good choice. And these other Goblin Wolf Chariots are going to be chased down by the Illyrian Reavers and the War Lions, who are faster than the Chariots, I believe. Although 92 speed is a lot. Wow, are the Wolf Rider Chariots actually faster? That's insane. I would not have guessed that. I thought the Illyrian Reavers were very fast. But no, 92 speed. You learn something new every day. And these Chariots have shut down the Scissors of Avalorn temporarily, though they're not pushovers in melee. And with Tyrion back here to help them out, the Wolf Chariots are going to get pushed off. That Manticore, I think we all saw it get summoned briefly, is over here in the blob fight, helping out these Rangers. Fighting Black Orcs is not a winning battle. But yes, this is a great synergy here. Because of its regeneration, the Giant River Troll Hag is already weak to fire. I don't know if it gives it a further weakness. Ooh, and the Bombardment Spell kind of caught the Scissors of Avalorn, but Triari was good on his micro. Pulled them back at the last second and kept them from being overly hurt. Black Orcs have made it back into the back line. Just the Rahagor's Pride and Tyrion are going to be enough to hold them back. Wah has been activated. So, armor-piercing, weapon damage, melee attack, and immune to psych, also pretty important as well, going off. I think Triari understands the name of the game is protect the Scissors of Avalorn, protect the Talons of Tor Kalita, and use them as your primary DPS. He got a great sandwich off here with the Silvern Guard and the Swordmasters, but the Swordmasters do not want to fight a Giant. That's not a great fight for them. They really are infantry blenders, not so much meant to fight a Giant. Even though he's very unarmored, he'll still do a lot of work. I mean, just look at the size difference here. Oh God, he survived. And just constant micro here on the archers, picking your targets while your infantry is meant to just come up here and hold. Silvern Guard still holding. I would probably also be focusing the Giant River Troll Hag. She's a source of Winds of Magic use. She is an encouragement. Let's see, what else can she do? I mean, she's a threat. She's a major threat, and she's also weak versus the DPS that you have. Forest Goblin Spider Riders here. They're going to get countercharged. at the last second. And expert play here. Triari's going to pull the Sisters of Avalon through his Illyrian Reavers. Probably have to reset them at some point. The Wyvern is degenerating. Tyrion took a beating here. But Stand Your Ground popped. The Roar going off. Lowering the leadership of these Black Orcs. Tyrion's in the back. Charging them from behind. Flock of Doom also going to catch these 2 units. Not bad. I love Flock of Doom. I think it's a pretty easy value spell. And oh man, a nice rear charge from these Forest Goblin Spider Riders. But the caster's going to get in here and probably kill a few models. That's something she can definitely do. I'm not a big fan of leaving my casters in the back line and not doing anything with them. There are definitely fights that a caster can take and make a difference in. Even if it's just as a source of encouragement, as I said earlier about the troll. Night Goblin Warboss still in the field, chasing down the Sisters. Using Mither here. Lowering the Sisters' speed, they're not really going to be able to get away. Tyrion or someone else is going to have to come here and shut down this Warboss. Oh no. Feigning Riposte is active, giving him some physical resistance, but the Giant and the River Troll Hag were too much, especially unsupported as Tyrion was. And now a Spirit Leech going off. More Flock of Dooms though. But Tyrion trying to protect his Sisters of Avalon, but is going to run into an even more dangerous adversary, the Night Goblin Warboss. Let's see if he gets his Heart of Avalon proc. He's low enough. He's at 382. Or maybe he already got it, and that's why his healing cap is right here. You know what? I might have missed him getting it. Now that I see the healing cap. Wow, he lost a lot of HP when we weren't looking. Probably to the Giant and the Giant River Troll Hag. The Hag's job is definitely, in my mind, just to spam Spirit Leeches and Beta Bunas. If you do that with her, she'll be fine. And good use of Tyrion. Because he's so low, you can't really use him as a direct fighter. But what you can do is use him to chase units off of the battlefield. That's a great use of him. And the Roar here might just knock the Goblin Warboss. He's broken. Great play. I would definitely make sure to chase him off with my caster for sure if I could. Shots going into the Giant. The Giant and the Black Orcs have broken this cav. The scraps of infantry are trickling back in. Still 28 Black Orcs here. The Night Goblin Shaman is kind of hidden. Hidden in plain sight, as they're wont to do. Probably still have some Winds of Magic left, I would imagine. I don't know if Triar actually knows where he is, but he's going to see him on the map now. Rahagra's probably got close enough to scout him out, and they're going to be able to take him down, no problem. And that's going to be it. Great play. Great play. Man, Swordmasters of Hoth, 111 kills. Probably mostly versus, if I had to imagine, mostly versus Black Orcs and Nasty Skulkers, so that's still quite impressive. Good value on them. I like bringing one of them also as a sort of like value pick. If you could just get them on the right targets, they'll earn their keep. It just feels bad whenever your opponent brings like one cheap artillery piece and just sticks it on them the entire game. And I think they're 1,100 gold. So for like a 600 gold artillery piece, you can put them in the dirt. But, you know, you keep them in reserve until the time's right. I thought the War Lions performed admirably. The play with the Illyrian Reavers was great, keeping them mobile, not letting them stay tied down in bad fights and just die. You know? And then the Sisters of Avalon and the Talons of Tor Kaleda, they were really a distraction for the opponent, Hubert here. He knew how dangerous they were. He felt like he had to shut them down, and because of that, he had to commit. I mean, these Goblin Wolf Chariots only got 1 kill apiece. That's really not them paying for themselves, that's for sure. If I was going to criticize this build, I understand what he was trying to do, but I would probably cut 1 caster. I'm not a big fan of the dual caster synergies that you can do. I mean, I understand that there are potential synergies that only come from having all of the different abilities that were on here. He had lots of movement slow. Rampage, even the Tormentor Sword, which locks you down completely. Perhaps was hoping to goon someone out with the Giant and with the Giant Troll Hag. And, I mean, he kind of did goon out Tyrion. But Spirit Leech spam, you can shoot Vindictive Glare. So, it's kind of a hero sniping build, I suppose, with the Black Orcs and such. kind of just here to hold long enough for you to snipe out your opponent's hero and win that way. Seems to be the case there. And then, yeah, I mean, had he been more reserved with his Goblin Wolf Chariots, I could see them racking up a ton of kills, especially in the late game. You'll see these guys with 100+ kills because they're perfect for running down routing units of anything. And now that I know just how fast they are, they might be the fastest chariot units in the game at 92 speed. That's insane. Makes sense though. They're, you know, wolf chariots. They're light. They're goblins. But yeah. All right, guys. Great fight. Thanks, Triari, for sending this in. Hubert, be better, man. No, I don't know you, Hubert. Hopefully you're a chivalrous player. If not, though, be better for real. Total War community is, for the most part, great. And I think we should never really try to cheese each other on the ladder. The ladder is so not important. It doesn't mean anything. Be happy with your own individual skill. Always be trying to get better. And, yeah, guys. All right. That's it for me today. I'm Brett. My channel's Goodtalk Gaming. If you'd like to submit a replay, all you got to do is join the Discord, guys. The link will be in the description down below. Just join the Discord, go to Total War Replays, and submit it. And I check it pretty regularly. And, yeah, I'd love to see what you got. Take care, y'all. See you in the next one.